Can everyone see my screen? Okay. So I'll say everyone can see my screen now. Here,
Yes.
here, we that day what we did. I have also started recording so that I can share it with you. I'll be quickly finishing the task that I wanted to do with you. That day we have developed some function. Okay. Now, my first task will be, you know, these functions will be transferring it to a Excel file. Okay, my first task, I have these functions here. I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 functions. So these functions right now I'm calling it from my action, but I'm not going to call it from action. So in your exam this will be a part of your exam. These functions you will have to call it from Excel. Now how you will do that, how you will be calling this function from Excel. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an Excel. Remember what is the, like, where did I save this one? Facebook automation, right? Now if you come here, if you click on file, save Facebook as, then can you see Facebook testing? So that is where I saved this code. Now let me go there. Let me open Excel. Let me open Excel. If I have it here, yeah, I have the Excel here. Let me open Excel. So I'm going to save this Excel. Let me next, not finish. Okay, now I'm going to save this Excel file where I have, remember me, you were saving your program here in this documents in the unified functional testing. You never save your program in this folder. Okay, what you do when you are saving, you click on your computer, and then you go to your shared drive. Can you see this is your shared drive? Your shared drive will always look like a handle with a green handle. Remember, your shared drive will always look like this. Now I want to save this Excel to this path. Here, can you see Facebook automation? Inside that one, I want to save that Excel. Let's say this is our automation plan. I'm going to give a name, automation plan, and then I'm going to save it as, can you see how I am doing it? I'm going to save it as Excel 97 2003 workbook. Can everyone see how I am saving it? Okay, then if I save it, then it will be a XLS file. So I'm going to save it over there, and then in that one, now can you see this one will be a XLS file instead of XLSX or some other file format. Now if you go to
Are you recording, Bhaiya?
Yeah, I'm recording. I'll be supplying this recording too. Now if you go to your what are the functions? So these are the functions that you are going to transfer. But before I do that, can you see I have these two things, opening browser and closing browser, this here. So this is supposed to be a function, so I'm going to make function for these two. Now I'll make two more function for closing browser, one for closing browser, close browser, and then I'll just name this function as close browser, and inside that one I'll be putting what? That is where we are closing all the browser. So I'll be taking out this one to inside this function, and instead of that line I'll be calling that function to close browser. Then the next thing I'll be removing this one to another function. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create another function to open browser. So this function will open browser, and then here the function name will be open browser, and then this function, right? Open browser. And remember, in every action, let's say we are closing browser here, every action what we did a print before that action. What did that print? We output a meaningful message. Let's say closing existing browser, and then here we are opening browser, so that will be again a meaningful message. What we are doing here, opening browser. Okay, now we are done with this. Now these functions, whatever I have here, I do not want any of the function here, so I am going to take everything out to that Excel. Okay, so these are the function now I have in Excel, and I'll be calling them from this Excel. So that Excel, how many rows we have in this Excel? We have 9 rows of data. So can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So remember that we have 9 rows of data. Now I'll close that Excel, and then can anyone tell me where did I save that Excel? I saved that one in my shared drive, and then if you go to UFT tutorials, in that one Facebook automation, I have a folder called Facebook automation, right? Facebook testing, and then can you see this Facebook automation? So inside that one I have this Excel, right? So this is the Excel where I saved all of the functions. Now can you see, we cannot see what is the extension of this file. Can anyone tell me what is extension of a file?
XLS.
Exactly, XLS. Now we cannot see that extension. How can I bring that extension back?
Right click on that file and then click on properties.
Properties.
Yes. And then general custom.
Custom.
No, not custom. It should be on general. It's hiding. Yeah, let me check. Type of file, excellent. Dot excellent.
Yeah, I can see XLS here, the file type XLS, but I want to bring that XLS here with this file name in this place. I really I'm looking for an answer from you guys, and I need that answer. Can anyone tell me how can I bring that extension here?
It's from the property because you were showing me and I did it. It's from the property and.
You mean property and what?
Right.
Right. So I didn't get a meaningful answer from you. Let me show you again. Remember, I told you Alt T. When you click Alt T, right? Then folder options, and then if you go to view, can you see here? Hide extension for known file types. Now you are hiding the extension, but you do not want to do that. Now if you see, can you see our Excel is there now? Is it clear? Okay, alright.
Yes.
Alright, so there might be a question in the exam regarding this one. How can you bring the file extension back? How can you view the file extension? So there might be a question, you will have to answer it. Okay, so the answer is you click Alt T in the Windows Explorer. See, this is, remember, what is Windows Explorer? Can you see this? This is Windows Explorer. What is Internet Explorer? This is Internet Explorer. Remember, this is Internet Explorer. What is Windows Explorer? This is your, when you click on my computer, okay, when you click on my computer, this is your Windows Explorer. So in Windows Explorer, how will you bring the you know, file extensions. Can anyone give me an explanation right now?
Yeah, you click on Alt.
What, Rafiq bhai? Alt?
Then click on the folder.
Alt, if I click, I'm clicking Alt. It is not bringing me anything.
Okay, go to Alt, then Tools, right?
Alt.
It's Alt T. Alt T.
Alt T.
Then folder.
Folder options.
Yeah.
Then
View.
View.
And View.
View.
Then click on Hide.
If I hide it, then it will be, the extension will be gone, right? But I don't want it to be gone. So what I will have to do, I will have to, if I see that it is not checked, that means we are not hiding it. We don't need to do anything. So we are seeing that XLS. But if we do not see that XLS, then we will have to go there and you will have to uncheck that checkbox. Is that meaningful? Are all of we clear about that? Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now see, let me bring the code. I am not going to type all the code. I already have the code. I typed it multiple times. I'm going to bring all the code to handle Excel. So I already put this code in our website, and we have discussed this code multiple times. So what I'm going to do, I have created a folder, framework code. Here inside this one I have code to handle Excel. So I will just copy everything from here, okay, and then I'll be taking it on the, I'll be taking it to action, and then I'll be modifying it for our need. Now can you see, the first of all you will have to give the path. See this, you will be doing the same thing in the exam. You will have this code somewhere, you will be bringing this code here, and then you will be plugging the functions in that code. Now you need to change this path. So now let me go where I have all the functions. So where do I have all the functions? I have all the functions inside UFT tutorials, and then I have a folder called Facebook testing, and inside that one I have another folder, and over there this is my automation plan where I have all the functions. So I'm going to, can anyone tell me? So remember one other thing, what is your address bar in the Windows Explorer? This is your Windows Explorer. What is your address bar? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, this is your address bar. Okay, now if you click on it, then it is giving you the path. Now you replace this path here up to that. Then what is the name of the file? Previously we had this file, but right now our function is, what is the name of the file? This one, right? So I'm copying everything. Can you see how I'm copying everything, including the extension? Okay, so that is there, right? So now remember, now it will be working as, it will be reading that file. Now the other thing that you need to do, you do not need to change anything. We have provided the explanation of this code multiple times. Are you guys agree with me? The explanation of this code I provided multiple times. What I am going to do here, I am going to just show you how you can work it in your exam. So you'll be bringing this code from somewhere, and then you'll be plugging this path with your automation plan where you have your functions, and then can you see here we are reading how many rows of data we have. So we are getting that one in this variable, and then we are doing a for loop here where we are reading each of the row and calling that function. Now can you see these call functions, right? So you will be creating function library here, right? File, new function library, and this is Facebook testing, right? Now here let's create a function called, you know, color func lib. You can give any name, but follow the naming convention that I am following here. Now in this one I'll be bringing another color function. So I have a color function, you guys also have a color function. I'm going to bring this color function. Okay, so you come here, you bring this color function here, and then this call functions, can you see this call function? Now I'm making call, and this is the function that I am calling. So now I have this function, but can anyone tell me if it will work now if I execute it?
No, it's not work.
Why?
As you need to add for your function library, color function. Function library need to be associated.
First of all, Shomita, we need to associate this function library. What is that? Color function library. We need to associate it, and then can you see when you associate it, it is coming in the list. Okay, and then if you come here, okay, here can you see this function? You will have to change this function as you have it in your function. Now for let me change this name to for closing browser, we have this function, right? Close browser. You copy it to the color function, and see whatever you have here, you change it, and then in this one you put it. Okay, and then for opening application, what is the function? We have open browser. So we will be taking it in the color function, and right, we have it here. And then what is the next function that we have? I will have to go to that Excel file, and then I'll have to bring all the functions from there. The next function is this one, right? I'm going to copy this one from there. You can bring all the function from Excel, so it is totally up to you. So I'm going to bring that function now. Can you see it is coming in the next line? And here I'll be putting the same thing, right? And then what is the next function? Next function is this one. When you copy something from Excel, copy it from this one. Copy it from that formula bar. That will make your life easy. Now the next function is this one. And then I'm going to put it same thing here. And what is our next function? I'll go to the Excel again. Next function is this one. So I'm going to copy this one from the address bar. So it's the formula bar, and I will be bringing it here. And then what is the next function? The next function is, if you go there, this one, password we did verification, and then I'll be putting it up there. Okay, and then what is the next function? The next function is, if you go there, password we did set. Remember how I'm copying it from Excel. Okay, and then we have some two more function left, right? So can you see we have two more function left? So what we will have to do, we will have to, instead of putting that else block, I will have to add one more. I will have to two more, but I'm doing it gradually. Can you see? So then I will be adding another function from this one, and it here, and then I will make another copy of one of the case. Okay, and then I'll be bringing the remaining be saving it. Now I'll be closing that Excel. Yes. Now I'll go to my action. In this action, did I call any function, or I called it from Excel? I called it from Excel, right? Now if I execute it, let me execute it. Let me see if my code passed or failed. We'll be able to give you feedback soon. Where are we? So we are kind of email we did set, but it didn't open any browser, right? Can you see it didn't open any browser? It is moving forward, but it didn't open any browser. So something is wrong. Can you see email it does not exist? Something is wrong. Let's see why it didn't open any browser. Now if I go back to my function, library, Facebook funclip, and come here, open browser. Did I have that message here? File exists, now opening, closing existing browser, open browser. See, this open browser function is missing, right? So in our Excel, can you see we have that P uppercase, right? And then actually in our color, let's see how we have it. We have this open browser lowercase. That's why it was not getting it. So let me execute it one more time. Now it is opening the browser, verifying the logo, inputting an email address, password, clicking on login, then verifying the error message, then we are done. Then we are done, our test case passed. Now, the other thing that I want to bring here, can you see this message? Before each of the messages, I want to have a timestamp. So before each of the messages, I want to have a timestamp. So how will you do that? Again, I already supplied you the function for timestamp. Okay, so you will be copying this timestamp function from there. Just copy, plug and play. You know what is plug and play? Plug and play is, if you bring a speaker from Best Buy, and then you open it from the box, and then you plug it to your computer, and then it is ready to play. So this is called plug and play. I supplied you everything. You just plug and play everything on your code in the exam. Now if you come here, I will create another function library for that. See, I'm creating multiple function library to show you multiple times how you can create a function library and then how you can associate it. Okay, so I will prefer you do it in the same way, so that I can see that you have now knowledge of how to create function library, how to use it. Now I'm going to create another function library, new, and then function library, I'm going to name it as, let's say, timestamp func lib. Now in that timestamp func lib, I have that one, and this generate timestamp, which is actually generating the timestamp for us. I'm going to add it with each of the print command that we have here. Okay, Control F, and I'll be looking for print. Every time I'll be getting a print, I will here, before anything, probably before anything I'll be adding a timestamp. So how will I do that? So I will call that timestamp function, and then here there is another variable I'll be putting a ampersand, and then I'll be putting another ampersand. Actually, I'll be putting another ampersand, and then here I'll be adding something called this one for this one, and then I'll be going for the, so this is another print. So what I'll do, I'll be adding an ampersand here. Before that ampersand I'll be adding that timestamp, and then let me go to this one. Okay, let me put this one and this one. Let me put everything I want with timestamp. Okay, let me go for the next one, and then remind me if I'm making any mistake. Okay, let me go one by one. Let me take care of everything. Okay. So then we can look for the next, and then we can, what we can do, we can put another ampersand here. Do we have any? No more. Now if you execute the same code, let me show you how it make difference. Okay, now if you take a look at the log that we have written, do we have timestamp? Do we have timestamp?
No.
No.
Not true.
No. Why?
No.
Why?
You not associate.
We didn't associate.
Function.
We didn't associate that function library. So that's why
Yes.
this is not there. So I'm going to execute it one more time. Now can we see the timestamp in the beginning? Do you think we need to change something? Is it looking good?
Yes, but
Are you sure it is looking good? Not really, not really. Because can you see there is no space, or there is the timestamp and the text is mixed. So we will do a trick here to solve this problem. How? I'll go to the function library again, and remember, this is what right we have. So we need to replace it with what? We need to replace it with, let's say, we need to put another ampersand, and then we need to put a double quotation and then a colon. So if I click replace all, okay, now it should take care of it. And that is what I'm expecting. Now if I execute it, let's see if it throws any error. Now if you take a look at the log, let me show you. So is it a little bit okay now? Because we have a colon in between this timestamp and that text, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me make it a little bit more meaningful, and you try to follow how I am doing it. I'm changing everything in one click. Just see how I am changing everything in one click. I'm going to replace this with, I'm going to find this text, and then I'm going to replace it with before that colon a space, after that colon another space, okay, and then replace all. 16 occurrence have been replaced. Now if I execute it, you will see now it will look much better than the previous one. Okay, now the execution is done. If I go to that window here, can you see? Now it is looking even better than the previous one, right? Is it clear? Okay. So what we did here in the function library, let me show you. Before this is the actual message, okay, this is the actual message that we are printing here. This is the actual message. If you go to your output window, right, if you go to your output window, before we put that timestamp, can you see this was the actual message that we are printing. Now before that actual message, what we did, we have called that timestamp function, so that is returning a timestamp, and after adding that timestamp in between the actual message and the timestamp, we have added, can you see, a space, a colon, and another space. So this is together a string, and we have added this string with this one by this ampersand, and we have added again this string with that part by that ampersand. That is very simple, that what we did by this concatenation and double quotation and colon and that space. Okay, now it is almost 12 o'clock. Do you have any further question? Yes, Rafiq bhai, but before you go, let me tell you the exam. Let me tell you, the exam will be whatever we did. It will be on a social media. It could be a Twitter. It could be LinkedIn. It could be YouTube, it could be Gmail, it could be Yahoo Mail, it could be Hotmail. There is another mail, Hotmail. So the name those we mentioned, it could be on Facebook, it could be on LinkedIn, it could be on Twitter, it could be on YouTube, it could be on.
Question.com. We try another one. Question.org.
Yeah, and actually, remember, I'm telling you, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Hotmail. That 7 name that I said. If you practice that 7 name, it will be same thing. It will be login with wrong email ID and wrong password. And when you click on login, it will show an error message. You will be verifying that error message. That's it. Whatever we did, it will be just a different site. And I mentioned from this 7 site, it will be one of the site. In the exam, it will be one of the site from there. And there will be another question from the series that you will be solving by for loop, and then I'll give you another small thing, that there will be 3 question in the practical part. For you 2 hours there will be 3 question, and there will be 15 question in the written part. I will be taking the written part first, and then I will be taking the practical part, and 7 sites that I mentioned: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Hotmail. So it will be a login, it will be a wrong credential login from the 7 site. You will be inputting a wrong email ID, wrong password, and then you will be clicking on login, and then there will be an error message. You will be verifying that error message. Am I clear?
One question, from YouTube also same thing, login?
Yeah, from Nafisa Babi, if you take a look here in YouTube, let's say we are going to YouTube, okay? We are going to YouTube. Normally, if you are not logged in, let's say sign out. So when you are signed out, right? Now if you go to YouTube, let's say we don't have YouTube. Now if you go to YouTube, right? You are getting this page, sign in. So you'll be clicking on sign in. When you click on sign in, then it is asking me this one, but you have to make your environment ready by removing all of this link. So when you remove, like before you test, you will be removing everything from here. So when you remove everything, let me show you in Internet Explorer, because in fact you will be doing it in Internet Explorer. So when you go to YouTube in Internet Explorer, right, YouTube, if you go there from Internet Explorer, that is what you will be doing. Then it brings you this page, and in this page, can you see, actually I am logged in, but I'll be log out. Let me log out from here. In your case, in Internet Explorer, you will not be logged in. If you are logged in, you need to log yourself out so that you can do your task. Now if you go to normal YouTube, you will get that page. Then you click on this sign in, and after you click on this sign in, then you get that page here. Yeah, right. So I will have to remove this one, sign in as a different account, and remove this account. Now done. So when you go to YouTube, let me go to YouTube again. When you go to YouTube, normally you will get this window, but when you click on sign in, then you will have to input email. So let's say if you input an email, test at xyz and then abcpqr.com. If you click on next here, right, if you click on next, can you see this error message? You will have to verify that error message. That's it. If I give you YouTube, that is what you are going to do.
So if we get with the email, if we get the error message, do you want us to do the error message, or you
See,
It's
see,
like a start here.
and see, Nafsababi, here you are not going to give a real email address, so there is no possibility you will be able to move forward for the password. So if I give you YouTube, you will be done here by verifying these error messages. Okay.
Can you please just show one more time the YouTube how the screen will look like?
Okay.
The,
See,
screen.
when you Ripababi, when you open YouTube initially in Internet Explorer, okay, you will get this window, okay. Then you need to click on this sign in button, and that from that sign in button, then you will get option to input email address. Let's say you input a wrong email address, okay, and then if you input a wrong email address, then if you click next, yeah, yeah, then you will get the error message. Yeah. Okay. Any more question? Did I answer your question, Ripababi?
Yes,
Okay. So any more question? Okay. No more question. That means no more question, right? It is late night, guys. I took you a lot of time, 2 hours. So, thank you for having patience, and I'll be supplying you this video. If you have any question, feel free to go through the video. But if you still cannot solve it, shoot me an email. I'll try to, I'll have real hard time to get time, but I'll try to get some time. And if you do not get any response, you can send same email again, because I receive a lot of email. Sometimes I ignore email. So if you do not get a response from me for the first email, you can send another email. You can send another email. Okay, sometimes I missed email, so that I do not miss your email. Sorry for this kind of inconvenience, but